Am I the asshole for telling my mother I will not be taking care of my autistic brother when she dies? Edit. This is just cause I feel a little bad with how much my mom's getting it in the replies, though you all are lovely. My mom was a victim for the majority of my young childhood by my alcoholic father who she kicked out when I was 12. 2 months later she was diagnosed with cancer, and would fight off and on for the next 4 or 5 years, before having a sudden cardiac arrest when I was 18 years old. While I do still hold her responsible for her direct actions, I hope this can help explain why the parentification happened. She didn't just want to neglect her kid's sad face. I'm sure everyone's immediate response is, well, you didn't need to say it, and that's fair, totally fair. But I did say it. Hear me out? I, 20F, am the younger sister to my brother, 22M. And I currently live with him, and my mother, 54F, in a 2-bedroom apartment due to some really unfortunate life circumstances that I'm not gonna entirely delve into here. Rent is evenly split between all of us. My brother may be autistic, but I also believe he is a lazy asshole who weaponizes his incompetence to a high level. He's held 3 jobs in his life, been fired from 2, still chews with his mouth open, and insists he can't put away the dishes because he doesn't know where they go, despite us living here for almost 2 years. For some context, my older brother was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome when he was 11 years old, due to our school having a psychologist follow him around for 3 months due to behavioral and grade issues. This obviously led to some different treatment from my mother towards the 2 of us, with me being expected to basically act the role of older sibling. Defend your brother from bullies if you see it at school. Allow him to hang out with you and your friends because he has struggles, and always make allowances for the things he doesn't do. Like his laundry. Or any chores whatsoever. I accepted the responsibility, did my best to be a good sister, despite my frustrations, my own struggles, and how he made so many of my friends uncomfortable that they refused to come over to my house. I did it all because, well, he has autism, so he sees the world differently. So imagine my shock at 18 when I get diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. My mom insists the doctors are wrong, shocker to none, because, you've always been better at socializing than your brother, as if I was ever given the option to avoid it like him. He never would show up to family holiday events, they didn't make him. But if I tried to skip out? I'd be dragged kicking and screaming. And maybe it's because all of these revelations have been rolling in my head for the last 2 years. But in an argument last week with my mother, when she was insisting I do my brother's laundry, since I was already doing a small load of my own at the laundromat when I snapped and told her, I hope you know, that when you are gone, there will be no one to do his laundry and pay his rent when he gets fired again. She is mad at me because, he's family. But I don't really get it. I've had to learn to live with my autism, find my own resources, and do it mostly without support from either of them, and I don't want to accept a future drain on what I've worked so hard for. Am I the asshole? Grr, it just burns me that girls on the autism spectrum are so often missed or diagnosed late, along with lots of other disorders. Not the asshole. Your brother is using his autism as an excuse for everything he doesn't want to do and your mom is enabling him. He's 22 and it's time he grew up, but that's on your mom, not on you. Not the asshole. I'm sure everyone's immediate response is, well, you didn't need to say it, and that's fair, totally fair. But I did say it. Hear me out? Absolutely not. Of course you need to say it. Your mother is now on high alert that she needs to make alternate plans for your brother. If she's so sure he's incapable of independence, it's her duty to find a placement for the inevitable. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, and yes, it needed to be said. He needs to learn to cope, or get a proper diagnosis and treatment, and if it's actually bad enough he might need a part-time carer. That's something that needs dealing with before your mom passes. That could be decades from now, or she could get in an accident next week. Not the asshole. Autistic women have been masking since early age due to social, family expectations, obligations. Yes, we see the world different, and we need to just FCK work with it. The world, society won't change for us. Being the sister, friend, maid will burn you out, it's only a question of time. Am I the asshole for refusing to take my girlfriend to nice places because she eats like a kid? My girlfriend is an incredibly picky eater. Like I said in my title, she eats like she is 10 years old. In fact, I'll give a short list of things she refuses to eat. Unflavored water, fish, excluding fried shrimp, anything with bones, cheese other than sharp cheddar, spinach, onions, garlic, pasta without red sauce, eggs, spicy food, aioli, ketchup, potatoes, other than French fries, pastries with fruit, citrus, sausage or any non-American food. This compares to me, someone who grew up in multiple different regions of the US and lived in abroad for a few years, so I'm a bit more adventurous when it comes to food. Whenever me and my girlfriend go out somewhere nice, she ends up getting the same meals, usually either a burger or chicken tenders and fries. We could be going to an authentic Nepalese restaurant and she will get the French fries and white rice. To me it's kind of embarrassing to go to a restaurant where there is a dress code and for her to order chicken tenders and fries. It especially bothers me that since I typically pay, I end up paying $15 for chicken tenders that I could get from the freezer section at Walmart for $5. Recently in our area a very nice dinner place opened up and my girlfriend has been dying to go. I took a look at the place and the menu and saw that it looked nice, but the food was kind of pricey. She said she was probably gonna get chicken tenders as per usual. I asked her what's the point of going then if I can toss some tenders in the air fryer for her and not spend a ridiculous amount of money on it. She asked why I had an attitude about this and I told her that I thought it was a waste of time and money to go to a nice place to get little kid food. She interpreted this as me calling her a little kid. I clarified that I wasn't calling her a child, however it is kinda childish for her to eat the way she does. I also said that if she's gonna order food we can make it home, there's not a buy point in us going anywhere. This led to an argument about me thinking I'm better than her. AITA? Probably not the popular opinion, but I think not the asshole. I don't see the point in taking her to an expensive restaurant with a very specific type of cuisine and her getting fries or chicken fingers. Why is she dying to go there anyway? Info. Why can't she pay this time? If she wants to go to the restaurant then she can pay for the meal and order whatever she wants. Not the asshole. What's the point of going to a restaurant that is charging high prices for the food experience if you aren't going to actually take part in that experience? TBH, I don't think you are compatible. Your background has led you to be more inclusive as far as what you eat and I expect that extends to other aspects of your life. Your girlfriend doesn't want to grow past her comfort zone. I don't see how this can work out in the long run. Info. Would she spend her money on eating at the nice places you talk about or would she go elsewhere if she had to pay? I only ask as to me it's important to see if a person would act the same when they are paying rather than being treated. Everyone sucks here. Look, I'm mostly on your side, until the last two paragraphs. The point of going out isn't always to eat the food or try new food, but to spend time together. Throwing around it's not even worth going out if you only eat chicken tenders is really callous. She also sounds picky, but flexible. In that she'll find something at any restaurant to eat, even if it's fries and rice. So I think it's a bit crappy you're knocking her for that, when she isn't necessarily inconveniencing you. I get you're embarrassed, but this is who you're dating. Either decide it's a deal breaker for you, or learn to live with it. However, I do think she should be paying for meals if she's going to pick a super expensive place. Am I the asshole for telling my husband he's not allowed to be frustrated? Obligatory posting on mobile. FYI. I, 25F, and my husband, 26M, are pregnant with our first child. Recently I've started really feeling the effects of pregnancy on my body. Sometimes I get bad cramping and nausea to the point where if I move I'll likely throw up. For some background information, we both work full-time and typically try to split the household tasks equally. Although occasionally when one of us has to work late a couple of hours or something, the other will pick up the slack. We also have planned for getting pregnant for a long time, so it's not like this isn't what he wanted. We were getting ready to leave today and he asked if I brought the clean laundry up from the dryer in our basement. I said no, I didn't think I could get the laundry up the 2 flights of stairs, so I was planning to just grab what I needed and leave the rest for later. He made a comment that he was really frustrated I couldn't just grab all the laundry so he didn't have to go all the way downstairs as well. I got upset and basically told him he didn't have the right to be frustrated with me for having pregnancy symptoms and not being at 100% anymore. Also, we share tasks, so it's not my job to get the laundry in the first place and there's no reason he couldn't have just done it himself anyways. Am I the asshole for telling him he can't get frustrated at me for this? I don't want to make him feel like he can't talk to me about how he's feeling and I'm starting to worry I just lashed out because I wasn't feeling well. At the same time, it's frustrating to me that he's fine picking up the slack if I have to work late but hates it if it has to do with pregnancy symptoms. This isn't a good sign of things to come. Not the asshole. It might be time to have a conversation about dividing the workload differently since you're pregnant. Or maybe you guys could divvy up chores in a way that lets you work on things that are easier for you to do. Like he can haul the laundry up all the stairs since that's now harder for you to do, and you can cover chores that require limited movement. Not the asshole. He's mad because he had to go all the way downstairs? Not sure if he realizes exactly how much work and compromise it takes to have a child. Everyone sucks here. I don't think it was a good idea for you to take the laundry up the stairs, but by telling him he isn't allowed to be frustrated you told him his feelings don't matter. Bro, he should have known that you weren't capable of doing everything you used to. Is he really oblivious or does he just not care? Not the asshole. This is not a good sign at all. Am I the asshole for not wanting to work around my girlfriend's daughter's nap schedule? My girlfriend has an 8-year-old daughter with a heart condition. I have a 7-year-old daughter and 10-year-old son. My girlfriend's daughter has very specific needs that can be hard to work around. She can only be with one babysitter, so if we want to go out without the kids, we have to go on the babysitter's schedule. If we do want to bring the kids, we have to be at her house by 7 so her daughter can be in bed by 8. Day trips are nearly impossible because she takes a 2-3 hour nap at 12, so we either have to be driving for those 2-3 hours, we have to leave after she wakes up, or we have to get a hotel, motel, Airbnb for her to take a nap. Yes, we've actually done this before. Then there's all of the hospital stays to work around too. She stays in the hospital for 2 nights every 14 days. I only have 50-50 custody of my kids, so it's very hard to get the kids together because of all of this. Sure, we can go to Build-A-Bear, the indoor playground down the street from her house, or out for ice cream, but you can only do that so many times before the kids get bored of it. I've been trying to plan a weekend trip to an amusement park for so long, but she wants to make us all work around her daughter's nap schedule. The amusement park doesn't open until 10, but we'd have to leave at 11:30 so she could go back to the hotel for her daughter to take a nap. We could go after she wakes up, so we'd probably get in at around 3:30, but the water rides close at 5, so my kids would only get to ride 1, maybe 2 water rides, then another couple regular rides before we'd have to go back for her daughter to go to bed. She wants to do something that would be more accessible to her daughter. She can't go on the bigger rides or water slides, and her having to take a nap would take a lot of time from the rides and games. Like the beach, and rent a place where we can do things in the house instead of having to go out all the time, but my kids really want to do the amusement park trip. I eventually told her we're going to do the amusement park, she and her daughter are welcome to join, but we won't be leaving early for naps or an early bedtime. She says I'm dismissing her daughter's needs, but I think she's refusing to take anyone else's needs into account. Edit. My girlfriend just texted me that since I'm unwilling to compromise and find an accessible activity that everyone would enjoy, she booked a last-minute 7-day cruise for herself and her daughter so the kids and I can do whatever the fuck we want, but she won't have any part in it. Take your children to the amusement park. Girlfriend and daughter can join or not. You had 2 kids before this GF, they should come first. They won't be young for long, and it would be a shame to miss this time of doing fun things with them. It's not their fault you chose this GF, don't make them suffer. I'm not going to call a single mom with a little girl with a heart issue an awe. But you can have a backbone and put your children first sometimes, too. Info. Why does everyone have to adhere to your girlfriend's daughter schedule? Can't they go back to the hotel so her daughter can nap and then join you afterwards again? This way your children don't waste time and daughter can stick to her schedule. You are the asshole for wanting your girlfriend to pay for half of a trip her daughter can't enjoy. Also for the way you talk about her and her daughter, like they're a nuisance. Her child has a serious medical condition. Take your kids to the amusement park and pay for it yourself, and plan a local staycation with your girlfriend so all the kids can enjoy it. Likewise, end the relationship and find someone more compatible. Not the asshole. I feel her pain. It must be incredibly difficult and painful to have a child with such a serious medical condition, and she seems like an amazing superhero of a parent to have her daughter's schedule so well managed. But with that being said, your kids are getting neglected. I think it's an amazing idea to take them to the amusement park and not restrict them with a schedule. Info. Why are you calling it, your girlfriend's daughter's nap schedule, when it should really be, my girlfriend's daughter's heart condition? Wanting to go on this trip with just your kids makes more sense than trying to take a child that will clearly be unable to actually enjoy an amusement park. Why are you both trying to fit this square peg in a round hole?